All right, guys, so Paul Feig and Melissa McCarthy are back for round number 3. Let's see what they got. So in Spy, Melissa McCarthy is a desk-ridden CIA analyst who works for the CIA's version of James Bond. And after his character gets taken out by an arms dealer played by Byrn, it's made clear that all the CIA operatives that are in the field are now at risk and their identities have been compromised. So an unknown yet capable Melissa McCarthy requests to go into the field in order to stop Byrn from selling the MacGuffin to the bad people. It doesn't matter, you get it. So going into this movie, I was actually quite excited about it because this is Paul Feig and Melissa McCarthy coming together for the 3rd time. And the cast in this to go with the two, I mean, holy God, this is just ripe for comedic success. This could really be like this year's Hangover. So yes, I had lofty expectations, and were they hit? Sort of. Before I get into my thoughts and some of the positives and negatives, I need to mention this first and foremost. This movie is a hard R. This movie's got a ton of profanity, which I love, and the action scenes are pretty damn graphic. I mean, we're talking like knife through the hand. After a guy takes a poison pill, his throat dissolves. I mean, this is graphic, bloody, nasty, violent stuff at times. Not throughout, but at times, which in my opinion actually works in the movie's favor. Don't bring your kids to this one. Leave the kiddies at home. All right, so first off, this movie at times is hilarious. This is one of those movies that people, you included, laugh so hard and for so long that you actually laugh into the rest of the scene where other lines are being said, and you actually start missing other lines. There's several scenes where it's that kind of funny. And there's 2 main reasons why this movie is so funny, at least to me. McCarthy and her surrounding cast, and conceptually how this movie parodies spy movies, specifically the James Bond movies. So I'll say this, if you are a die-hard Melissa McCarthy fan, go buy your ticket right now. You will love this movie because not only is she so funny in it, but she actually she plays like 2 different characters in this. Half the movie she's more her kind of quieter, little, more humble, not as confident, character where she's more like self-deprecating. And then the second half, she's like the balls to the wall, that character that you saw from The Heat, much more comparable to that, where she's just vomiting horribly offensive things at people, and it's just so funny. I would love to get Fletcher from Whiplash and her in a room and just let them duke it out verbally. Just see what happens, because that right there, I would watch 2 hours of that right there. That's awesome. But honestly, to me, the 2 people that steal the show, Jason Statham and Rose Byrne. Jason Statham is this British spy who just constantly keeps giving McCarthy a hard time, and all he does is just say all the things that he's done in the past and all the crazy stories that he has and things that he's gone through. At a point in time, you're just like, oh my God, shut up, dude. You did not do this stuff. There's no way these stories are true. But yet again, he's so convincing when he tells them that you're like, maybe they're true, I don't know. But it's so funny because he doesn't stop. He doesn't shut up. He keeps talking story after story. A lot of comedy to be had there. But Rose Byrne, man, my God, she is funny on this, and she's proven that in the past with Bridesmaids, Neighbors. She's truly able to verbally combat Melissa McCarthy's character, and the action scenes are really, really well done. It's like The World's End, where like the action isn't the main selling point, but when it's happening, it's really good. And the one thing about this movie is that there is a constant stream of comedy throughout this whole movie. Now, I'll get a little bit deeper into that in just a second, but from a positive perspective, what that does is it creates a sense of constant fun. This movie is fun throughout. And as a result, I had a smile on my face the whole time. Now, on to the negative side of that point. There's 2 issues that pop up with that. First, not all the comedy hits. Let's do this, a quick hypothetical breakdown of caliber of comedy. You've got, I didn't laugh at all. I smiled and maybe had a chuckle. Third, I genuinely laughed. And fourth, I completely lost my mind and just laughed my ass off. As I mentioned before, there's some of that 4th category type of humor in this. However, the majority of the comedy, to me at least, was in that 2nd category of I was smiling, maybe had a chuckle, and generally appreciated and acknowledged the humor. But I really just didn't get a kick out of it. I feel like 80% of the attempts at humor in this movie is technically funny, but it's just on the lower end of the spectrum of funny. But the other thing is, like anything, depreciating marginal return. the more of something that you have, the less each individual unit of that thing has value. So the more attempts at humor that they shove into this movie, the more it takes away from those scenes that are truly hysterical, because it's so kind of over-flooded with, again, attempts at comedy. I would have personally preferred a little less quantity and substituted it for a little more quality. I think one thing that bugged me about the humor at times was that it really gets silly. So silly such that I couldn't really figure out, is this a parody or a spoof movie? I can't really tell. And I know that they were not going for a spoof movie with this, but again, at times I kind of felt it might have been actually an inadvertent spoof movie. But overall, guys, I can't help but say that I was laughing a lot in this, and I had a lot of fun. It's a good time. So although it's a bit of a stretch and it's kind of a tie goes to the runner situation, I'm going to give this a 3.5 out of 5 because I genuinely had such a fun time that I would like to revisit this, and especially I'd like to go see those scenes that I missed in the movie when everyone was freaking laughing, including myself. And to reiterate, if you enjoyed Bridesmaids or The Heat, I would recommend this to you. I think that you'll like it. It's very much in the same vein. So those are my thoughts, guys. Take it or leave it, but what do you guys think? Are you excited about this movie? And to my previous point, which movie is your favorite out of the two? Bridesmaids or The Heat? And are you excited about Ghostbusters, which is going to be directed by Paul Feig and starring Melissa McCarthy? Anyways, guys, I appreciate you watching. If you like this, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, whatever you like, and let's do this again soon, all right? I'll check you later.
Check you later. Check you later.
Hey, man, get off my case.
Oh, man. Chicks don't want to hear that shit.